first attack is when like defenders.
I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on. People deluded, I'm back again. Let's go over what the latest rumours, news, and everything else concerning Arsenal Football Club in terms of the tabloids has to say. As you can see in front of me, Arsenal report Joshua Kimmich set for astonishing move following big transfer U-turn. Arsenal have long admired Joshua Kimmich and could now sign him for an absolute steal of a deal. Now, he's been linked with a move away for a couple of months, really. He's been linked with Barca, Madrid, City, etc. I'm sure everyone across Europe would be interested. So, spoiler alert, for me personally, I don't buy it. Would love to be proven wrong. Personally think Mark White or Mr. Mark White, who posted this, has probably seen a dry period with us concerning, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and Timber all signing for the club. So it's now time to start silly season. I place this link firmly with the Tchouaménis, the Mbappés, and all them other unrealistic transfers. For what it's worth, Kimmich would be welcome in the middle of the park. In terms of his profile, I mean, the man's intelligent, can play as a fullback, very intelligent. Mikel Arteta would love him at Arsenal and the fans would love him. But in terms of that, probably if we were to sign another midfielder, probably more of an 8 than a 6. He's not necessarily that, even though he has got the capacity to score more goals, but that's not him. And I can't just see this happening. But for what it's worth, Arsenal could now be set for a move for Bayern Munich superstar Joshua Kimmich in a bid to complete their squad. Didn't we hear we had to sell before we could buy Lavia and all these things? So how are you going to afford Kimmich? No clue how many years he's got in his contract, but Bayern Munich are not going to let him go cheaply, and they'd be stupid to let him go. If we could get it done, who wouldn't want it done, people? As you know, we're currently in America. We've played MLS All-Stars. We still need to play Manchester United and Barcelona. We have spent around 200 million bringing in, as I said, Timber, Havertz and Declan Rice so far. Partey's been linked with a move away. He doesn't seem like he's going to be doing that yet. Apparently, kicker journalist George Hodsler has revealed that the Bavarians no longer regard their previously untouchable Kimmich as unsellable anymore, with a price tag believed to be as low as 51 million placed on the superstar. Again, he can play as a fullback. Again, apparently, Marsa said in May, Mikel Arteta is a big fan of his. And I'm sure, anyone, much less a former Premier League midfielder, you can't not be a fan of Kimmich. His adaptability, his intelligence, his consistency. He's just a very good player and he'd be welcome at Arsenal. But this just seems like nonsense for what it's worth. Apparently, his reps have reached out to Arsenal regarding a move. Allegedly, he's expected to leave the German club during the summer transfer window. And his reps have now reached out to the North London club regarding a potential move as per 90 Minute. Who knows exactly what is going to be said there, people. And there isn't any credibility beyond that. There isn't any legs. It doesn't actually say there's any talks. I'm sure if his agent wants to engineer a move away for his client, he's speaking to everyone in Europe. And, I'm sure he would listen to what Arsenal have to say. Again, back in May, apparently of this year, he's considering his Bayern Munich future for whatever reason. Kimmich is subject of growing transfer interest from across Europe as he considers his future. 28 years of age, a wealth of experience. Apparently, back in May, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Manchester United have all been contacted, and apparently Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, and Real Madrid as well. Those 8 clubs have all been informed that Kimmich is unsettled and contemplating his options, and most have made clear that they would be interested in pursuing a deal if the Germany international became available. This did say in May, Bayern Munich have no desire to let him part ways. We'll have to see exactly what's being said there. In relation to Guillermo's Bitello, who's been linked with us, apparently a journalist has done a think piece on UOL. He said, this morning, I received a message from a journalist friend from London who doesn't write about football asking me about Guillermo's Bitello. She wanted to know what I thought about his football and also about him going to Europe at the age of 23. I told her that I think Bitello is a great player technically. He moves, he hits the ball very well, and that in my opinion, he could play in any European country. To remove any doubt, I asked if it was true that Arsenal were interested in signing him, and she replied yes. Arsenal's reps, in this case Edu Gaspar, were contacting Guillermo's management to close a deal. I thought it was great also because he's a young player who is not much talked about, but he is very talented, intelligent, footballing, and who has everything to do well in English football. I mean, he can play as an 8, play 10, and play a couple of roles. 23 years of age, has scored and assisted to a decent amount in the season that's just gone really for Guillermo. So we'll have to watch that, but he's probably someone that's been linked with us. You'd imagine, Edu has a keen interest and is a bit of an expert in football in his own homeland of Brazil. Whether that is true as anything else, but again, much like Kimmich, very easy to put Arsenal and interested in such player doesn't seem to be talks around, getting a bid done, getting a bid offered, agreeing a deal, medicals, etc. So we'll have to see how that develops, people. What is this? Crystal Palace and Arsenal have also been linked with Torino's Per Sarr, who previously played for Ajax. Forgive me if I'm wrong. A right-sided centre-back. Not too sure if there's anything to read into this. Nonetheless, Give Me Sport have said they, in brackets, Arsenal scouted him from a while back. From what I've been told, he has the adaptability and strong playing foundations to build on, and he has the room for broadening his skill set that Mikel Arteta likes. Once again, apparently, Crystal Palace bidded 27.8 million. I mean, we have signed a couple of defenders from the Italian game, the Japanese international Tomiyasu and the Polish international in Kirill. So we probably are scouting the league. Not too sure if this is an area we're going to sign another player in, but who knows, really and truly. Not too sure on that. Coventry City have been linked with Patino. Rather, this seems to be a think piece as to why the young Arsenal midfield would be great for them. Allegedly, Miguel Aziz is in talks to join Barcelona. Premier League side now reluctantly willing to sell scary 33.5 million Arsenal target, but want to make a big profit. Everton apparently are reportedly gearing up to sell Onana this summer, with Chelsea obviously moving ahead with Caicedo, with us obviously bringing in Declan Rice. Of course, you can get a move elsewhere, and these clubs could move for you. Liverpool probably rules out moving from one Merseyside club to another. It's probably a myth, really. But for what it's worth, we all know apparently we are keen on Onana, allegedly, and we'll surely be in the market for another midfielder if we sell any of our current options in the middle of the park. I don't think it makes sense at this moment in time to sell Declan Rice for obvious reasons, nor Thomas Partey. Jorginho's going to get a lot of football. Fair enough, Lokonga, you're allowed to depart. Again, just on the basis of we've been linked with him, doesn't seem like there's any legs to such people. Birmingham City would love to sign Arsenal ace. Let's see what's being said here. Who? This is in relation to the 21-year-old Tunisian international Omar Rekic, who has been linked with them, Sevilla and Basel. The last centre-back that went to Birmingham, in the case of Austin Trusty, did very well on loan there, one player of the season. And off the back of that, has been involved in the early pre-season plans at Arsenal. Probably will move on, but Birmingham have been interested. It's unclear whether they want him on loan or permanently. Some reports say they want him on loan, people. Once again, Miguel Aziz. Apparently, Barcelona are in talks to sign Miguel Aziz for their B team. I think he's got Spanish in him, I think he's of Nigerian, Spanish, and English descent. 20 years of age, to play and learn at Barcelona and potentially train with the first team is too good to turn down. But the pathway's already blocked here. You can imagine the pathway is a similar case at Barcelona. It probably will go there, stay there for a year and go out on loan again. Don't think it makes sense, but yeah, it's very telling that Miguel Aziz hasn't traveled to America with the squad. So that tells you, his future is not at Arsenal Football Club, essentially, in my opinion. Would love to be proven wrong because you want all the Haaland boys. Arsenal reportedly closing in on signing Brazilian midfielder Bitello, with sporting director Edu Gaspar in direct contact with Guillermo over a deal. That's according to Brazilian outlet UOL, once again, allegedly, people. So yeah, we'll have to see exactly what's being done here. He got seven goals and 3 assists in Brazil's second tier last season, helping Guillermo earn promotion to Serie A over there in Brazil, folks. What is this? Once again, we have been linked with Dynamo Zagreb's midfielder Martin Brutina. Apparently was linked with him in January. He did give a great account of himself at the under-21s championship. I mean, any Croatian midfielder, the Kovacic's of this world, the Brozovic's, the Luka Modric's, all of these guys are wavy. So you've got to take notice when you see Croatian midfielders, and especially those that come out of Dynamo Zagreb. 20 years of age, scope to develop and grow and be part of the squad. He's valued at between 10 to 15 million, so you can't imagine that that's going to break the bank too much. Once again, we've reportedly been linked with Kimmich Kudus, people, the 22-year-old Ghanaian international, the versatile Ghanaian international, as you lot know, currently plays for Ajax. We've been linked with him. Another one where we've been linked with for a while, and them links have reappeared. Pepe allegedly is attracting interest from Saudi Arabia, as we've said before, but apparently he's not being offered wages that make it worth his while, people, essentially. In relation to Balogun, allegedly Inter Milan coach Simeone Inzaghi wants to sign Morata over Udinese's Beto and Balogun. And Balogun this week's been aggressively linked with Inter Milan, people. So we'll have to watch that one. So I wonder how far Balogun is on the list of targets. For him, it'd be a great move to test yourself in a new league in Serie A. Massive club like Inter Milan, help them win trophies, maybe go one better than last season of getting to a Champions League final. And what in the last 3 years they've won the Scudetto, so I'm sure they'd want to do that again. It's understood Arsenal are not eager to sell Thomas Partey this summer, with only a huge offer likely to entice the club into sanctioning his departure. Fabrizio Romano has shedded light on potential outgoings at Arsenal, and he has said Cedric Suarez could be on the move. As previously reported, Arsenal are focusing on player sales after the deals for Declan Rice, Timber, and Havertz. Nicolas Pepe had opportunities from Saudi, but is still in standby now. Cedric Suarez is attracting interest from different countries, including Spain with Villarreal, but his salary is too big for them now, and he's got a year left. This is the problem when you put mediocre players on big wages, you struggle to move them on. There's no news on Rob Holding after Besiktas interest. Arthur Okonkwo will leave in a permanent transfer. So we'll have to see how that one develops. What is this? Balogun said Arteta is relentless. We already know that. Austin Trusty has spoken about Arsenal and his future. He said, I'm not necessarily focused on any of that. I'm here now and I take it day by day. I'll just go to training and do my job. Any opportunity I've got to come here and do my job, playing overseas and coming to the MLS and in All-Star Week, All-Star Game. It's awesome to see friends who are playing on the opposite team. On the other side, it's being focused and taking it day by day and proving myself to the coaching staff and my teammates. You know, I'm still new to the team, which is very true. He then said, it's been a grind, you know. I don't think no matter what, as a player, as a person throughout life, you have to back yourself and you have to go to back your ability and believe in yourself. I did it the entire time from Philadelphia to Colorado to now. I back myself and I believe in my play. I believe in my abilities and I believe in what I can do in the future. It just gets better and better. You have to get more focused to how you go, but it's been awesome and such a blessing. I'm so honored to be in this position. One of our lone players of the season, in my opinion, following the loan spell at Birmingham, where he made 48 appearances. Again, you'd want anyone to show that they can make it at Arsenal Football Club, but this probably means we can make a quick profit and reinvest that into what we need to do. Balogun vows, this is actually for another video, so we'll leave that. David Alaba's been linked with Arsenal. Allegedly, Arsenal are preparing an offer for Real Madrid midfielder David Alaba, according to reports in Spain, with the Gunners not satisfied just yet. I don't think we're going to sign Alaba by any stretch of the imagination, but for what it's worth, Arsenal allegedly are now ready to present a formal proposal to Real Madrid for Alaba as they try to convince Florentino Perez to open the doors to the versatile defender. We'll have to see. We'd still have to obviously convince him to sign for the club, and where he would play, I don't know. He's a versatile player. Again, you go back 2 years ago, he's revealed he supported Arsenal as a kid, so maybe there's some truth to it, but I don't personally buy it. Osman Diomande, a player we was linked with before he went to Sporting Lisbon, the 19-year-old central defender. Allegedly, Arsenal are preparing to bid for him again. He's got a £69 million release clause, so I can't see that happening, nor can I see Sporting Lisbon looking to part ways with the 19-year-old who has just joined them, more or less, really. He only played 13 times last season in the league, and I think he joined them in January, but he's very composed, very good on the ball, you know, a defender. It sounds dumb, but in the modern day, it's a luxury, a defender that likes to defend, and 19 years of age with his best days in front of him. And we saw him give a good account of himself when we actually played Sporting in the Europa League, but I can't see that happening. Once again, we've been linked with Mohamed Kudus, and we're trying to focus on outgoings, the Lokongas, the Tafarez's, the Rob Holdings, the Cedric Suarez's, the Pepe's. Their futures remain in doubt, and it lies away from the club. We don't know what Tierney, Balogun, Austin Trusty, what the gaffer has in store for them, and if and when they'll actually depart the football club. So with that being said, it doesn't appear that there's anything else in relation to the news. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Do you actually think we can get Kimmich and Alaba and these sort of guys? Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, check out my other videos. Again, if you didn't watch MLS All-Stars against Arsenal, where we defeated them 5-0, I've done a reaction video offering my thoughts, and one love to everyone who's watched that already and was at my watch along this morning. You lot stay safe, stay blessed, check out the rest of the content. I'm out.
Because you always just that active when defending.
I think it's like